Sean's View Entertainment right here on YouTube.com. Make sure to like this video and subscribe. I gotta say right off the start of this Raw review, the first hour of this Raw was already miles better than last week's entire 3-hour episode of Raw. I don't know if it's the fact that it was from Montreal, Quebec. I don't know if it was the fact that WWE had good build, they had good matches. I don't know if it's the fact about the anticipation, but this Raw definitely was more favorable to the one than last week. And of course, hours before Monday Night Raw, I called it. I said that Roman Reigns was going to inadvertently spear Randy Orton. I said that Roman Reigns was going to, by accident, spear Randy Orton during some part of Monday Night Raw tonight, and that's exactly what happened in the first segment tonight on Monday Night Raw, which saw Roman Reigns and Randy Orton go against The New Day in what I felt was a damn entertaining good match. I felt that these two teams had great chemistry. It started off with Orton coming out talking about payback. Roman Reigns would come out and interrupt Randy Orton, and then this would start a little conflict, which once again I called that in my Sean If You Went Books Monday Night Raw, which I'll post a link in the description for those of you who think I'm lying, for those of you who think I don't know nothing. Once again, I called it. I said Roman Reigns was going to spear Randy Orton, and that's exactly what he did in this tag team match. It may have been a mistake, but it was a mistake that cost them because The New Day ended up defeating Randy Orton and Roman Reigns, and I felt was a pretty damn good match. I got to give it 4 out of 5 stars and definitely set the tone for the rest of the night. And from there, we seen what I felt was a strong promo by Ryback and Bray Wyatt. That interaction is starting to pick up. It's starting to pick up a lot of momentum, and I am definitely liking what we're seeing. We still don't really know why Bray Wyatt did what he did. He has his own reasons. He has his own thinking. He has his own strategy, and Ryback's going to try to find a way to combat that. But I felt this was an effective segment, and although the fans were trying to chant Goldberg and boring and whatever else they're trying to chant, Ryback was able to get them to stay the course. Ryback was able to have them go in the feed me more gimmick, the whole feed me more chant. So Ryback was able to regain the fans' emotions in this segment because it could have really killed what could have been and what was a good segment in my estimation. Once again, the first hour of this Raw beat last week's 3-hour Raw by miles. We then would see Dean Ambrose versus Seth Rollins. And we know anytime these two to get together, it's going to be awesome. It's going to be off the charts. And this was nothing but extravagant. This was another match where, you know, we've seen them go at it time out and time in. But you know what? They always have a great presentation. The in-ring skill is there. And, you know, as I'm doing this Raw review, I just got to say I'm dealing with a UTI, I'm dealing with a flu, I'm dealing with a 103 temperature, but I am sick as damn hell. I may not be able to think about everything, but I'm still trying to give it to you as much as I can, even though I'm sick as a damn dog right now, so I may not get everything down that I want to talk about. But the stipulation was pretty interesting because Kane would come out before this match started between Rollins and Ambrose and said that if Dean Ambrose can win, he would be added to the Payback Triple Threat match for the WWE World Championship, which would feature Roman Reigns versus Randy Orton versus Seth Rollins. And if Dean Ambrose could win, he would face Seth Rollins in that match, making it a fatal four-way, much to the delight of the Canadian crowd. J&J Security would try their hand. They would get involved in this match, but it would end up not paying dividends for Seth Rollins because Dean Ambrose would get the victory. Dean Ambrose with a roll-up off the distraction of J&J Security. You want to talk about a mistake? You want to talk about a mess-up? Ladies and gentlemen, Dean Ambrose is going to Payback. They're finally using him. They're utilizing him. They're doing something that we actually care about for Dean Ambrose. Now Ambrose has direction. Now Dean Ambrose has purpose. Can you believe this, ladies and gentlemen? Dean Ambrose is going to WWE Payback, and he's going against Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, and Randy Orton in a fatal four-way match for the first time in Dean Ambrose's career. He will be challenging for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, the richest prize in wrestling history. We would then see Rusev versus Fandango, and we all know what happened here. This was kind of a squash. Fandango having to tap out to the accolade, but I'll tell you what, the fans are really starting to like Lana. Each week, the fans are chanting, they are ranting, they are raving. And Rusev is not liking it. You can see the jealousy starting to kick in. You got to wonder, is that going to affect Rusev's performance? Is that going to affect Rusev in the I Quit match at WWE Payback? Once again, ladies and gentlemen, I'm doing this sick as a dog. I'm sick as all hell, but I'm still here. I'm still doing this because this is what I believe in. This is what I love. This is what I'm passionate about, my views and my opinions. And then we would see Stardust go one-on-one with R-Truth. And this match was okay. I was kind of just like a filler match, I guess. But still, a decent match nonetheless. Definitely wasn't the highlight of this Raw, but I'll tell you what, once again, this Monday Night Raw, I cannot believe how good it was. I can only imagine being there, just how great it came off on live. Imagine being there in person. I can only imagine the vibe and the feeling on Monday Night Raw. And this segment in this match really had to be directed and dictated towards kids and children because R-Truth off the distraction of a bag of spiders. Spiders, that was fake. It was toys. It was plastic. It wasn't real. It wasn't alive. It wasn't in tune. Off the distraction, Stardust gets the victory due to spiders and R-Truth being afraid and scared of spiders. That was PG. Yeah, that was pretty PG, but that's the only thing that I'm going to be talking criticism about because so far this Raw has been hitting on all cylinders in my estimation. So things would only continue to get more epic on Monday Night Raw after the Rusev Fandango match because we would see Sami Zayn accept the challenge of John Cena. You want to talk about a response. You want to talk about an overwhelming reception. You want to talk about a moment in Raw history. This Raw has so many moments, so many matches. This Monday Night Raw has to be one of the top 5 Raws of the year up to this point. It absolutely has to be. Sami Zayn absolutely brought the fight to John Cena. Sami Zayn was not buried. He was not jobbed out. He wasn't made to look like a weakling. Sami Zayn tested Cena. Sami Zayn brought John Cena to his absolute limits in this contest. It was Bret Hart who first came out and said, I announced that it's going to be Sami Zayn coming out, one of the best wrestlers, one of the hottest young aspects and prospects coming up the league. And although Cena got the victory, it was John Cena who showed the respect to Sami Zayn after the match by raising Sami Zayn's hand in the air. The United States title was on the line, and what a glorious match it was. It was almost as if it was a work of art. There was a few tense moments in the beginning of this match where we thought Sami Zayn was injured. We thought he was hurt. We thought he wouldn't be able to move on, but Sami Zayn gutted it out, and he really showed John Cena that Sami Zayn is going to make a splash, is going to make an impact in WWE once he makes his main roster debut. But what a hell of a match it was. Absolutely impressive. Yet another moment of Monday Night Raw tonight. Sami Zayn even hitting his Blue Thunder on John Cena. John Cena not ready for the innovation, not ready for the new tactics, not ready for what Sami Zayn was going to throw at him. John Cena has never faced anyone like Sami Zayn before. So incredible match. And like I said, right now, this Monday Night Raw is one of my most favorite Raws of not only the year, but maybe of one of my favorite Raws of all time, potentially. And the fact that it's in Canada, it's all that more better. And up next, another pretty decent, good. It was good. It was good. I mean, the match could have went a little bit longer, but I understand, you know, time's going to 10:54 right now. But it was a tag team match. It was King Barrett, yes, not Bad News Barrett, not Wade Barrett, but King Barrett, and his tag team partner Sheamus versus Neville and Dolph Ziggler. Like I said, 3.5 out of 5 stars. I do agree that Bad News Barrett, well, King Barrett getting the victory was the way to go because he has to. He can't stall. He can't have the rug pulled from underneath him. They need to keep building this guy. They need to keep him on a winning streak. And he has to make this King of the Ring really mean something. So another good match. And that's been the theme of tonight. Ranging from good to solid to decent. Or everything in between. This Raw is definitely offering a lot of positiveness. And some hope for WWE Raw fans who tune in. If you didn't like this Raw, if you didn't enjoy this Raw, I don't think there's any hope, and you may want to just quit now because this was WWE's one of their best efforts and one of their best put together Raws in a long damn time. And then it was indeed time for the main event. Randy Orton versus Roman Reigns. We have a special timekeeper, a special bell ringer, a special announcer, a special enforcer. The Authority is down there. You have all the ingredients to make this a combustible unit. You have Rollins, you have Kane, you have J&J Security. You know, you have everyone that could be a distraction in this match, and that's exactly what it was. And, of course, we can't forget about Kane, who was also down in this match. Roman Reigns versus Randy Orton. Both men looking for their big moves. Both men looking for their finishing maneuvers. I felt this was an okay match, but the story here was the outside interference. J&J Security. And we all saw what unraveled here on this Monday Night Raw. That definitely had a lot more ups than downs. As a matter of fact, there was a lot more positives than negatives into this Monday Night Raw. I thoroughly enjoyed this Monday Night Raw. And I'd say from top to bottom, there was only a couple of things that I would criticize, but I'm not even going to talk about that because it was definitely overshadowed with Cena and Zayn. And the beginning of Raw, even the New Day match was good. Roman Reigns and Randy Orton, the Authority. You know, Bret Hart was there. I mean, the Divas got attacked. Tamina Snuka returned. I mean, there was just so many things that added up, so many things that made sense. The build to Payback, it's looking good. I give Raw a solid 8 out of 10 stars tonight. And the crowd was red hot. I enjoyed the crowd. Raw should be in Canada every week. Your comments, your opinions, subscribe.